Hello, and welcome to Commentary from the Car. I don't know, the mood comes over me and I'm ready to speak. So I've been having a lot of questions about semaglutide lately and its safety and its effectiveness, and why is the media saying it's so bad for you, and how come people aren't losing weight, and how come some people lose a lot more weight. Well, here is the truth about semaglutide, to be perfectly honest with you. First off, it's dose dependent. So you have to find the right dose. That's number one. Sometimes the dose can be too high and you just can't get enough food in. And when that happens, you're going to slow your metabolism down and you may not lose weight. So that is primary problem one. Number two, some people think it's going to take their appetite away completely and that they're going to be completely hunger free. And that's just not normal. If you are craving or you are hungry, your body needs calories for energy, and that's all there is to it. It doesn't make any sense to not be hungry ever. Listen, I don't want to be hungry anytime either, but you know what? I'm hungry, and when I'm hungry, I eat. And I eat whatever I want. I just can't eat as much as I used to, and that helps me control my weight, and that is a direct response of the semaglutide. Then they're saying, the media is saying there's all of these bad side effects and gastroparesis or bowel obstruction. And so, yes, it is one of the components of semaglutide, slows the emptying of your stomach so that you are not so hungry in between meals. It actually helps you cut back on snacking, and it allows you to reduce your calories that way, so therefore you will lose weight. Well, it can cause constipation and or diarrhea. So I always tell my patients on the front end, if you tend to be on the constipated side, I highly suggest that you pre-plan and up your fiber intake. And whether you can do it through fruit and vegetable or through a fiber supplement, either way works, but you've got to increase your fiber if you tend to be constipated. Second off, you have to drink a lot of water because you got to keep those bowels moving. And we know that those that drink more water will lose more weight. The diarrhea thing, so for some people it does create GI upset. And it does manifest itself as diarrhea. So if you tend to be that type of soft stomach, then you need to plan on incorporating bananas and or rice into your diet. And if that is not enough to keep you bound, then you need to use something that will tighten up your stool so that you do not have terrible diarrhea and you don't get dehydrated, because that's where the problem lays, would be in dehydration, and we don't want that. As far as the med being ineffective, well, we do find that some people, while they don't eat a lot, make poor food choices. Secondly, we find that some people don't eat a lot and they're actually not eating enough, and they've slowed their metabolism down. For some people, there is a metabolic reason that they're not losing weight, and that has to do with pre-diabetes, diabetes, and insulin resistance. And while every patient that I ask, are you a pre-diabetic? Have you been told your blood sugars are high? Do you have glucose metabolism problems? Do you have insulin sensitivity issues? Everybody says no. But the true fact of the matter is 9 out of 10 people are somewhere on the insulin resistance scale. And that has a lot to do with why you can't lose weight or why you can't lose weight efficiently. And there are some studies that can be done. There are some blood tests that can prove or disprove whether or not you have a problem. You know, the big one we talk about is the hemoglobin A1C. Many people show a reasonable hemoglobin A1C, but if we look at their insulin levels are going to be very high, which tells me that they have a resistance problem. Their body is not metabolizing glucose well, and the pancreas is shooting
in half a mile, turn right onto Joe West Brown Drive.
And that excess insulin triggers you to be hungry, and it triggers you to want to eat, because the excess insulin, after it does its job on the calories you've taken, will go after any floating glucose, and then it will start to pull from the liver, and not until the liver is empty will it go after the glucose in the fat cells, causing you to lose weight. So you can be triggered as hungry when you have too much insulin on board.
Turn right onto Joe West Brown Drive.
So with that said, there are many reasons that the drug may work or not work for you, or may work slow or not as efficiently as it worked for your girlfriend.
Continue on Joe West Brown Drive for 3/4 of a mile.
The last thing that I want to discuss are people who are just trying to lose 6, 8, 10, 12 pounds. It's going to be hard for you to lose that little bit of weight because generally people who are only trying to lose that much weight are healthier. They don't have insulin resistance. They don't have glucose problems. And maybe their goal is too stout. And while, yes, you were 120 pounds all through your 20s and 30s, that might be too little in your 40s. And it's unfortunate, but that is a fact of the matter. And then finally, there's the whole hormone story. People don't want to admit that their hormones are out of whack. They think that they're going to take one pill one time and that hormones are going to be all corrected. And that's just not how it works. And hormone imbalance has a lot to do
in a quarter
with
mile,
management.
turn left onto East Karen Avenue,
So
Liberace Avenue.
with that, I'm going to shut down for now, continue on to my destination. And I hope that this has been informative. And if you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And listen, if you're having trouble losing weight, there are
Turn
ways
left onto East Karen Avenue, Liberace Avenue.
we can find out how and why. It just takes some labs. And, you have to be open to the information that I'm going to uncover and the resolutions that are brought forward. Also, and additionally, and finally, people who say that semaglutide is bad for you, well, is it bad for you, or is it worse for you to stay as big as you are with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes? When we know that weight loss and this drug works directly on those maladies, and it allows us to be healthier in the overall, and we know that decreases mortality. We know that you will live longer if you can keep those parameters under control. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great night.